Hi dear students, welcome back to computer science class. We have already started learning data file handling in Python and have seen various fundamental topics or basic topics in our previous session. Programs like persistent program and transient program. Transient program is temporary in nature, making use of only RAM. The program we have been following, right? Yes. Then persistent program. It's another kind of program that make use of both RAM and secondary memory. That means here comes the role of or the importance of file handling. Actually, files are part of secondary memory, right? So files are used for storing data permanently. So persistent program is a type of program that uses files. So we are going to do persistent programs, right? Or programs that uses files, the concept of files. Then we have seen the use of files or why we use files, because you know the data transfer, right, from RAM to what, secondary memory to RAM. And at the time of doing a transient program, we make use of only RAM, random access memory, that's a primary memory. Then at the time of using files in our program, we will be transferring data from RAM to secondary memory, right? That's what writing is, or saving is, we can say save, right? Yes. And at the time of reading back the data, that means from secondary memory to primary memory, RAM. That's a data flow, right? Data transfer, okay? The kind of data transfer. And we have seen the operations, how to work with files. First you have to open a file, then you have to you can perform the operations, which all operations you want to, then you have to close the file, right? Opening, performing operations and closing the file. In addition to these three basic operations, we have seen some other operations as well, right? Inserting, creating a copy, traversing, all those kind of things, right? Yes. And today we have some practical implementation part and very important topics, right? Yes. Creating, then opening and closing files. First we will be seeing types of files, text file and binary file. After that we will be moving on to what, opening a file, right? Opening a file and closing a file. So you know what actually a file is. The concept itself is used for storing data permanently, right? Storing data permanently. File is a part of secondary storage. We know secondary storage is a permanent storage medium, right? Yes. So the result of the program can be stored permanently in the secondary storage, right, in the hard disk. And sometimes we can take input for the program from the hard disk. That means the already existing data can be taken as input to the program. Hope you get the idea, right? Yes. So yes, so let's start with types of file. Actually there are two types of file. We'll be mainly focusing on two types of file, text file and binary file. And we have one more file to be discussed in this chapter, that is CSV, comma separated values, and we have included it here, okay? We'll be discussing it in the coming classes. So in this session we'll be mainly focusing on text file and binary file. So before getting into the topic in detail, let's understand what text file and binary file is. A simple definition. Suppose, okay, you know we are making use of text editors, right, for doing programs using files. Text editor like Notepad, WordPad. Okay, let's use Notepad. That's a more simple one, right? Yeah, more simple editor. So suppose you're writing or you're typing computer science in Notepad, okay, and we are treating our Notepad as a text file. So after saving the text file and suppose you're taking it back, you're opening it after closing it. After closing the file, you're opening it. You can see computer science, right? The text is computer science. That means what you have written in the file can be seen as such in its original format, right? Yes, that's what text file is. Whatever we are storing, we can see it as such, okay? Then in the case of binary file, there are some differences, okay? Suppose you are storing computer science, the same computer science in a binary file, you cannot read it as binary file because it will be converted to binary, that is machine code, okay? You can see in text editors you can see some non-readable characters, okay? Some symbols and characters can be seen in the place of what, computer science. But in text file you can see, you can read it as computer science, but in binary file you cannot read it as computer science because computer science the text has already been converted to binary machine code. So in binary file the text or the data will be in unreadable format. Hope you understood it, right? Yes. Then let's get into the topic. Text file. What is a file? What is a file? File is a sequence of characters, right? Sequence of characters, what reference under a name, a valid name. That's a file name. Then what is a text file? It's a sequence of lines. And what is a line? Sequence of characters. Okay, it's a sequence of lines or sequence of characters. Like we can type some text in Notepad. It will be a text file, right? We can see a number of lines, 10, 15 lines. And what is a line? Sequence of characters. Yes. So line is a sequence of characters stored permanently. Of course, we know the idea, right? Idea of file. Files are used for permanent storage. Yeah. Then it can be encoded in. Actually, usually it is encoded in ASCII, and you can have it in Unicode as well. You know what ASCII is? American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and that's one of the most commonly used interchanging format, right? Interchanging formats. Yeah. So by default, your text in text file will be encoded in ASCII. Okay. Yes. So the default is ASCII, and when you add a constant U stands for Unicode, right? Universal coding. Yeah. Multilingual computing. Yeah. So U stands for Unicode. So when you add a constant name U with your text, okay, with your file, you can make it as Unicode. You don't have to think much about this because by default we are working with ASCII. Something is there, we can work with that, right? Yes. Then each line is terminated by a special character. It's called EOL, end of line. Okay, EOL stands for end of line. That means we know each line. How can we distinguish a line is a line? That means how can you identify a line is a line? Because there is something called EOL, end of line, and by default end of line is /n. /n means new character. After ending a line, the next will come in the next line, right? That's what end of line is. So each line is terminated by special character. That is what EOL is. EOL stands for end of line, and by default it is /n, new line character. Then stored in human readable form. As I've told you, when we store computer science in a text file, we can read it as computer science. Okay, example test.txt. TXT is the extension that stands for what? Text. Okay, text file. So that's all about text file. Text file is simply, we can define text file as a file that stores data, and we can see the data in its original format. For example, if you are storing computer science in a text file, you can see it as computer science, right? You can read it as computer science. And some other additional information, text file is a sequence of lines. And what is a line? Line is a sequence of characters, right? Yes. Then encoded in ASCII or Unicode. By default it is encoded in ASCII, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. And if you want to make it in Unicode, you have to add a constant, that is U. Okay. Yes. Then it's terminated by, it's a very, very important point. Every line is terminated by EOL, end of line, and by default it is /n. It's common sense, right? Yes. Then EOL, that is /n, then stored in what? Human readable format. Okay, human readable form. And test.txt is an example for a text file, right? Yes. Second type of file is binary file. You know the term meaning of binary. Binary means what? A combination of ones and zeros, right? So binary file is mainly used to store binary data. Okay, that's a logic. Binary file is used to store binary data. Which are the binary data? Audio file, video file, some other graphic files, right? Yes. So store binary data, that is images, audio, video, etc. Contain numbers which can be used for operations. Usually, okay, for our normal programs, we are not going with images, video file, audio file, all those kind of complex files. We do make use of numbers, numeric operations, okay, in binary file. Okay, hope you understood, right? Yes. Other than text, we can perform any kind of file here in binary also. Whichever type of file you can perform in text, or whichever type of data you can perform in text, the same can also be performed here in binary file. Okay, it's not only used for binary data, it can be used for text file, means not text file, it can be used for text, words or sentence, it can be used for numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 or 4.5, 5.5. Yes, okay, there is no problem in that. But binary file is a type of file that's used for binary data, images, audio, video, other kind of complex files. But here in our program, in our syllabus or in our curriculum, we are doing numeric operations here in binary files. Okay, file other than text. Okay, other than text kind of data. Yeah. Then And the difference between text file and binary file is there is no delimiter for line. Here in the case of text file we have seen /n, right, end of line. By default it is /n. Here there is no delimiter for a line. Okay, then no character translation takes place here. No character translation, because it will be directly converted to binary. Okay, when you write computer science, it will be directly converted to binary format. Okay, yes, and these are the two differences between what binary file and text file, and it is of course easy and much faster than text. It is easier and faster than text because there is no delimiter, there is no what character translation. That's why it is getting much faster, right? Here in the case of text we have all those kind of operations, but here in binary file we do not have what character translation, or we don't have any delimiter, so the processing time will be reduced. It will be getting fast, right? Yes, just like your brain, you know, if you're thinking about a lot of things, you know, your brain will be the efficiency of your brain may not be what improved, right? And if you are focusing on a single task, it will be working that faster and that easy, because your processing capacity will be improved if you have limited number of tasks, right? Limited number of works in your brain. Hope you get it, right? Yes, it's general. Okay, yeah, so these are the two types of files. And how does the data is converted to binary format in the case of text file? I've already told you, when you store computer science in a text file, you can read it as computer science. Okay, only after that it will be converted to binary. That's what character translation is. Okay, first computer science, it will be stored as computer science, then it will be converted to binary format. Okay, character translation. And we have end of line as well, right, /n. But in the case of binary, what happens is computer science will be directly converted to binary format. Hope you understood it, right? We missed the intermediate step as we have experienced in text file. So computer science will be directly converted to binary machine code. Okay, so there is no character translation. Okay, yes. So these are the points, these are the two types of files. Hope you understood these two types, right? We have to deal with these two types of files. Okay, both are very simple, and the visible difference is you can see, you can read all the characters, everything written in or working with text file, but you cannot read as such here in the case of binary file when you directly open it. Okay, otherwise we can see it. When you directly open the file, you cannot see it, otherwise you can see it. Okay, yeah, we'll be experiencing it, don't worry. Then next topic is opening a file. You know, before working with a file, we have to open it, right? Before working on a machine or working with a machine, you have to boot the machine, right? You have to start the machine, then only you can work it, and you can okay, you can do all the things, and finally you have to close it after completing your work or your task. You have to close the machine, right? Yes, you have to shut down the machine. That's what. First you have to boot the machine, then you can work on it, then finally you have to shut down it. The same process is happening here also. Yeah, as I've told you, it is generic, right? Yes, everywhere it happens the same. Yes. Then opening a file to handle data files. Data file means it can be either text file or binary file or CSV file, whatever it is. We need a file variable or a file constant or an object, okay, or a file handle. That is, if you want to work with a file, we need a file handle or a file object or a file variable. Okay, it's just like a variable, nothing else. Okay, yeah. Then object can be created using open function or file function. That is, this object, file handle or variable can be created using open function. Of course, it's, you know, logical, right? Opening a file, we are using open function, and we have one more function, file function, but the most commonly used is open function. Okay, yeah. Then to work with file, first you have to open it, right? First you have to open a file. File handle will be created. Start using the functions which are needed to perform the operations. That means we need a file handle or a file variable or a file object to work with a file, right? How can we create the file object or file handle? That's a question, right? Using open function. Using open function, you can create a file handle. A file handle or a file variable or a file object. Okay, and using that file object, you can make use of all the functions or the library functions available. Okay, yeah. So to work with, you have to open it, file handle will be created, then start using the functions. Okay, let's look at the syntax. of open function, file variable. Another terminology is file object or file handle equal to open file name comma access mode. What is file name? The name of the file to be opened, right? Name of the file to be opened. That's what file name is. And what is access mode? It defines the mode of accessing or the purpose of accessing, right? Specifying the purpose of accessing the file. It can be for read, it can be for write, it can be for append. You have to specify it, but it is optional. By default it is read. Okay, when you open a file, it will be in read mode. Hope you understood, right? Yes. So open file variable equal to or file object equal to or file handle equal to open function. Then it takes two parameters, file name as well as access mode. File name is the name of the file to be opened, and access mode defines or specifies the purpose of opening the file. Okay, it is optional, and optional in the sense something should be there by default, right? Yes. So by default the access mode is read, and if you want to work with write or append, you have to specify it. Okay, you have to explicitly give a W or A. Okay, yeah. Then modes of opening: read R to read the file, write W to write to the file. To write to the file, you can say to read from the file and write to the file. Okay, writing means saving, reading means loading, and append to add or to write at the end of the file, right? To write at the end of the file. Yeah. So these are the different modes of opening. Access mode is optional. By default it is read, and okay, these are the three access modes: read, write, append. R, W, A. Okay, yeah. Then buffer is associated with the file opening. Okay, yeah. There are two terminologies: buffer and file. File and buffer. What is buffer? Buffer is the place where data is stored temporarily. Let's think it like our RAM, random access memory. That's a place where everything is happening, right? Everything is being stored temporarily and working or processing. That's what RAM is. So buffer can be thought of as RAM, the place where data is stored temporarily. And what is file? Secondary storage. Okay, the place where data is stored permanently. Hope you understood, right? Yes. So file and buffer are two places in which buffer stores data temporarily. Let's say our RAM, and file is a place where data is stored permanently. Let's say our secondary memory hard disk. Okay, and what happens at the time of reading? Data will be read from secondary memory to primary memory, right? In terms of file and buffer, we can say from file to buffer. Data transfer is from file to buffer at the time of reading, and what will be at the time of writing? From buffer to file, right? Buffer to file, from RAM to secondary memory, that is hard disk. We'll be explaining it. Yeah. So that's it. A file is buffer is associated with the file. Okay, at the time of opening. Then we have some examples. F equal to open test.txt. What is here F? F is a file variable or file handle or file object. Okay, yeah. Then open function test.txt. What is test.txt? That is a file we have already created. Okay, or you can create this time also no problem. But okay, suppose it's already created file. Okay, let's say it's already created. Test.txt is a file which is already present in the place where Python is stored or Python is installed. Okay, yeah. Then we are printing it, printf. Okay, it prints something, some basic information regarding F. Okay, yeah, some basic idea regarding F. So here F is a file handle equal to open, or file variable equal to open member function or open function, and we are opening test.txt. Here it is the file name. Something is missing here. What is that? Access mode. Then which will be opened? This F is opened for what? Read, because that's a default mode. Okay, yeah. Then we are printing it, printing F, printing the variable. It prints some basic information. Okay, yeah. Then next operation. Before working with file, you have to open it, right? Yes, we have opened and worked with it. Then finally you have to close it. Closing means using the function close, just like open function for opening, close function for closing. It flushes any unwritten information and closes the file. That means after completing our task with the file, we have to close it. That's a standard method. Okay, anyway, if you are not closing it, it will be closed automatically, but you have to explicitly close it. Okay, yeah, that's a standard method. So we are forcefully closing it, so we can make sure that everything which is allocated to the variable here it is F, right? Yeah, F will be released, will be freed up. Okay, yeah. So that's a logic, you know. There are a lot of resources allocated to the file variable, and those should be what, released, okay, for some other purposes in the future, right? Yes. So for that, you know, freed up. Okay. So for that we have to close the file. Yeah. So that's a very logic of closing a file. Okay. Even though we are not closing it, it will be closed automatically, but the standard method is to close it. So close flushes any unwritten information and closing it. Okay. Yeah. Here the syntax, file object dot close. Okay. Just like f dot close. Yeah. File object is f, right? Yeah. F equal to open test.txt. Here f is the file variable or file object or file handle, and open member function, we are opening test.txt, that's the file name. It's in which mode? Read mode. We are opening the file test.txt for read mode. Okay, because access mode is absent here. Yeah. Then you know, print f dot name. What is the file name? F dot name is, f is a variable associated with test.txt, right? F is a variable associated with test.txt, that's a file, and f can access everything. F is being a variable, f can access every aspect of what? The file, right? Test.txt, the content, all other information like its name, everything, the size, everything can be accessed by what? F. So that's why f dot name, we are accessing name using f. Okay, f is a file variable, then it prints test.txt, that's a file name, right? Yes. Finally we have to close it, f dot close. Hope you understood, right? So after performing all the operations and finishing of our task, we have to close the file, right? Yes. So these are the topics for today's session. Okay. So let's have a quick revision. Okay. Yeah. Opening and closing files. First, we have seen types of files: text file and binary file. Text file, sequence of lines. Line is a sequence of characters stored permanently. By default, ASCII, Unicode can also be permitted, like, you know, using the constant U. Each you can see special character end of line. Okay, in each line by default it is /n, stored human readable format. Example test.txt, we have experienced it, right? Yeah. Then binary file, store binary data, especially images, audio, video, but it can store any type of data, contain numbers which can be used for operations, calculations. No delimiter for lines, and no character translation takes place, so it is easier and it's faster. Then, you know, yeah, we have another point. Always create the file in the folder where Python is installed. You know, you have to store the file, you have to save the file where your Python program is installed. Otherwise it won't be that easy for you to connect it, easy for the Python interpreter to connect it. Okay, so you have to always store or always save your text file or binary file or whatever type of file it is in the same folder where your Python is installed. Okay, in the master folder where your Python program is installed, you have to save the file in the same folder itself. Okay, otherwise it shows error. Okay, yeah. Then opening a file, to handle data files, you have to create what? File variable or file object. Or and how can you create file variable or file object or file handle? Using open member function or file function. To work with file, you have to first open it, then you can file handle will be created. You can start using functions and what other functionalities of it. Then for example, file. Okay, see here the syntax: file variable equal to open file name access mode. Then these are the different types of modes: read, write, and append. By default it is read. Then buffer and file, buffer, RAM, temporary, and file what? Secondary memory, hard disk, permanent. Okay, yeah. F equal to open test.txt. F is a file variable, and F gets access to everything of test.txt. Then we are printing it, some basic information will be printed out. Then closing a file using close function, obviously the name will be closed, right? Yeah. So it's used to flush us any unwritten data to release the memory allocated to F or the variable file object.close. That's a syntax. Then we have seen examples: F equal to open test.txt, opening the file. Then we are printing you know, the name of the file using f.name. Then finally we are closing it, right? Yeah, f.close. So these are very important topics. You know, we have just got into what the implementation part of data file handling. So I have a very thorough understanding of all these topics. Okay, watch the video, then prepare notes, everything. Okay, you know how to go with that, right? Yes. So this is all for the time being. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care.